Petty, what is up? We're back with another video. This is going to be settings for Cold War for hardcore. This is what I use since day one, dropping nukes, dropping 100 pluses. The road to DM Ultra, unlocking DM Ultra, we always use these settings since day one. I'm not going to make this long, or I'm going to make it as short as I can. Hop straight into the settings itself. Let's hop into controller first. For my controller settings, I run a 12.7. Doesn't mean this is going to be player dependent. I feel comfortable on a 12.7, especially because we're running hardcore. If you're a 3-3 type of player, if you run 3-3, run 3-3 the whole time. Play with what you're comfortable with. For the ADS sensitivity, I run a 1-1 that's defaulted stick layout. So I run stick and move. You see a lot of my videos, I'm jumping around corners, able to ADS, control the ADS and shoot at the same time, keeping my thumbs on the analogs the entire time. I use stick and move. I transitioned over in Black Ops 3 just for the advanced movement, and it was game changing, and it's stuck ever since. For the button layout, I use flipped, so I feel like the L1, R1 for PlayStation is more responsive than the L2 and R2. Just a player preference. I like to do it. I've done it the entire time when they introduced it. For the vibration, I turn that off. Some people turn it on. For aim response curve, I do run dynamic. I transitioned to dynamic in Modern Warfare, something I've always done. Since then, it's stuck with me again. Transitioned over to this COD. Aim assist is on. And then the target aim assist mode, I watched a video on Optic Formal. This man showed the legacy settings, and they just added this back too. So he's one of the best ARs in the game. I was like, man, the pros doing it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on. A lot of pros run standard as well. I believe Optic Scum runs standard. It's just all player dependent. I feel once I switched to Legacy, I was an absolute laser beam. That's what you need to be able to crush the competition in hardcore. You got to be a laser beam. Got to have that first shot accuracy. Airborne mantle behavior, I don't even know what that is. I believe the only other thing that we changed was the auto attack sprint. I do run auto attack sprint on. And then for the advanced settings, I have controller drift, so when I load into a game, my player model will shift to the left very slightly, but it definitely affects me, especially playing hardcore. So for my right stick minimum input threshold, I moved it. I don't know what the default is. It might be even higher than this. I think it even defaults to 9. So I moved it down to 4, and it completely fixed the issue. If your controller feels broke and you're drifting left to right, it doesn't feel right. Switch these settings around, and maybe that helps. I know I thought I needed to buy a new controller. I threw these settings on. I didn't have to. It felt comfortable to me. Again, auto attack sprint's the only other thing that I changed. For the graphics, big thing, if you don't get anything or don't take anything away from this video, motion blur is by far what you need to disable. When you get the game, it is enabled. Disable it. When you're moving around, there's no motion blur, and you won't be able to tell or know what I mean. It's on screen, so the far left is disabled, and then the far right is enabled. So that's the difference. It's going to feel less hitchy. It's going to make it 10,000 times better. For the ADS field of view, if you are running, I believe it's, I messed that up. If it's defaulted at independent, so think about it when you're ADS and you're aiming with the pistol like on screen. Think about it as your nose being on the back of your palm when you're shooting. That's independent. And then your arms are farther out if you're running affected. It's a lot better. It's kind of like the Pro mod. I don't know if you guys ever played it, if you know what I'm talking about. It just feels a lot better. For the field of view, a lot of PC players run this thing at 120 is so they can see more of the map. It looks like they're running faster. Anything over 100 for console players, you're going to lose aim assist. It is tried and errored on my part. I was running 105 and I was losing aim assist. And in hardcore, you do not want to lose. That's the last thing you want to lose is aim assist, because sometimes you're just spraying and praying around the map. So 90 felt extremely comfortable to me. It feels just right. Mess with it. 60 is all the way zoomed in. 120 is all the way zoomed out. Great addition to Cold War. I'm really glad they brought this into the game. For audio, the only thing that I changed, I turned music all the way off, put everything at 100. I do run high boost. There used to be Super Crunch in all Black Ops series, and it allows you to hear footsteps across the map. They don't have it in this game, but high boost is a close second for sure. I run solo, so I don't really have to worry about the voice chat. You go in there and change those as you feel necessary. Interface is all defaulted. Keyboard and mouse, don't use it. And then the account, if you're running into hackers, turn crossplay off, but I run crossplay enabled. It's just a bigger player pool, so you can get easier lobbies, even though skill base is so strong. But that's another 14-hour video on skill based. But anyway, I try to make this as short as I can. These are the settings again that I use to drop nuclears, 100 pluses, the road to Damascus, or excuse me, dark matter. We completed all this with these settings. But I appreciate the support, Panda Gang, my OG Panda Gangers, the Panda Gangers that keep coming back to the video, giving those views. I 100% appreciate it. If you're new to the video, we have that content that I explained. I'll link a bunch of stuff in the description. I'll link the road to DM Ultra in the description, all 23 videos, 23 video series, and then our nuclears as well. I appreciate the support. Deuces.